Hello, Local 304. Time for your latest business manager update. Start off today with COVID numbers again, like we usually do. Really seeing some improvement. The numbers that I had so far this week were just 5, so that's a great improvement. Still seeing the Jeffrey Energy Center. I know that they got one of the units back on, and so that helps with some of their numbers there, but they're still playing in that CDC phase 3. So just keep doing what you're doing. I know the vaccine coming in seems to be helping in numbers in the community, and I think that's showing in our workforce too. So I will tell you, I had the COVID. It's not fun. I don't recommend it for anybody, and I'll certainly be looking for that vaccine whenever it's available. Give you a couple of updates on negotiations. So start out with line clearance. We are still operating under our extension. I talked to the chief negotiator on the company side last week, and so we're looking at dates that we can get back together. I think we'll end up with a successful package there. So just taking some time in order really to find time to be able to get together with me being out of the office for a couple of weeks with the COVID really kind of threw things back a little bit. So stay tuned for more on that. Kansas Gas Service, we've been through all the units now and got our proposals and large committee members for the units. The local meeting will be next Thursday, of course, second Thursday of the month, 7:30 here at the hall. And that's when we'll fill out the final large committee members for this area and, of course, accept the last round of proposals. So if you didn't get a proposal through your unit, and need to have the opportunity to air that'd be next Thursday at 7:30. So we have now started, as of February 1, going through the units for Evergy. So we'll be taking proposals for Evergy through the February units, ending at the local meeting in March. Don't let this system council confuse you. So we'll go ahead and take proposals like we usually do, and we'll hash that out at large committee for what proposals we would take to the table if we're only doing our local working conditions and the language that goes across all of the agreements being in the system council document if we get there. So don't let that confuse you. Let's just move forward as if we don't have a system council right now, so that we make sure we take care of ourselves in the negotiations. We have spent a lot of time talking and using the Unions Get It app on available in the Play Store or Apple Store. As you know, we're doing the bag of swag drawing because we were making sure that members could know their card number in order to get into our webpage and that app. So what we're going to do now is transition away from that Steward Com that we had. The Steward Com was a great communication tool when we formed it, because then we could send out mass emails. The problem with that is that we don't keep that up to date, right? So if somebody leaves the union and we have their information, we're going to be sending information to that. So this Unions Get It app is tied directly to Labor Power, which is our membership list. So as it changes, it gets updated, and that should keep accurate information. So please make sure that you have your information updated, that we've got good contact information for you there. We tested today a little bit more on if we were to put documents out on our webpage, then how we can direct you to that webpage. So if you have your app open, then whenever we send that push notification, you can actually click on the hyperlink and it'll take you right into the webpage. If you don't have the webpage open, then when we send you the hyperlink, you're going to have to open the webpage in order to get to that secure document. So we'll play with that a little bit more, and we'll have the discussion large committee, making sure that they all have a good handle so that they can talk to you about it. I really want to be able to use that tool during negotiations. Let's talk a little bit about legislation. So Senate Bill 24 is kind of an interesting bill that affects utilities. It was kind of an answer to what the city of Lawrence did when they wanted to go carbon free by 2035. So Senate Bill 24 is out there saying that you still have the right to to choose whatever form of energy you want to use in your household. I know that what they wanted to do was eliminate natural gas. And some states have had legislation that do that. As memory serves me right, I believe it's Berkeley, California, that has outlawed the use of natural gas in the city. So it makes it kind of difficult to cook on a wok with electricity, but we wanted to make sure that we kept a voice in making sure that we can keep those jobs. So Senate Bill 24 came out of committee last week and should be worked on the floor now. So pay attention to that. And how you can pay attention to that is that we have a tab on our webpage that says Legislative Update. So please check that site and see what's happening. We will try to keep that updated with bills that affect labor that are being discussed at the State House. I know I've said it before, but just to reiterate it, that this local union does not get involved in national politics, but we certainly are making sure that your voice is heard at the state legislature. We have a couple of bills that should be presented in committee next week, we're hoping. Got the reviser's copy of it so I could look it over sometime this week. And the bill that I know is going to be presented in committee is the one that's the pullover bill. So an emergency vehicle, if we've got a gas or electric utility vehicle out there, then they'll have the same rules as a fire or police. You need to pull over. Public needs to pull over to give them room. So we are trying to make sure that we give a safe work environment to our workers. So that's one. The second one that I haven't seen the reviser's copy of yet is aimed at assault on utility workers. So that's becoming more and more of an issue, and so this will add some charges to somebody that assaults a utility worker in the performance of their work. This is a fairly short business manager report this week. We had as you know, we had the hearing for Flint Hills, and that took about 3 days out of my administration of contracts. And then the last 2 days I've been in arbitration for the DSOSO, so not a lot to report. You remember last time we talked that I went through what the bag of swag was, and so I told you I would announce the winner of that this time, and the winner is Matt Patrick. So I'll be contacting Matt to let him know that he is the winner of the bag of swag, and I'd like to do it again, and we'll do something tied to visits to our sites. Excuse me, or signing up to our to our Facebook or YouTube channels. So Local 304, thank you for all that you're doing, and please stay in communication. Solidarity is the key. We are one union. We're not a bunch of dues payers. We're union members, right? And so we need to make sure that we're supporting that through our actions. So thank you for all you do, and we'll talk to you next week.